Good evening and welcome to Collinsville, Oklahoma, and Salee Field, where tonight the hosts, Collinsville Cardinals, take on rivals, Skiatook Bulldogs, in the third annual Highway 20 Bowl. My name's Casey Price, and I'm joined by my partner, Logan Wilt. Tonight's a great night for football, Logan.
Yep, great rivalry. It's going to be a good game, and hopefully Cards come on top.
Yeah, I think that it's always interesting to begin your season with your biggest rival. I think as a coach it would make me a little uneasy because it's such a game where emotions are so high that it's one of those that maybe if you feel like you're the better team, you're uneasy because you may not know how your players come out and respond to all the pressure.
Yes, Skiatook's a good football team, and so is Collinsville, but I think Collinsville is a little more excited than Skiatook tonight, so we'll see what happens.
As you can see, the fans for Collinsville are on the field forming the Spirit Tunnel. All the players are loaded up in the huge balloon helmet ready to rush the field. We've got about 40 seconds before the game's supposed to tip off, so we're just going to keep it here. And I said tip off. This isn't basketball. Before the game's going to kick off. And Logan, probably the biggest news for Collinsville is that last year's starting quarterback, Zane McElroy, is going to be out for at least 6 weeks of this season. He's had shoulder surgery, and so running the show tonight will be junior Sean Kocheski.
Getting his first snaps as a varsity quarterback, so Coach Jones said he's real happy with how he's played how he's done this off season, so very happy to see what he's going to look like.
Yeah, we interviewed Coach Jones earlier in the week, and he actually compared the quarterback situation this year to that of last year. Of course, last year, senior Derek Iannapolo came into the season as the Cardinals' starting quarterback, but he was injured in one of the preseason scrimmages, and McElroy stepped right in and turned out to have a fantastic season for the Cardinals, and head coach Kevin Jones said he expects the same thing out of Sean Kocheski.
Yes, Sean Kocheski's a great quarterback. Coach Jones said they're going to do the same thing as they did last year. I mean, no changes to the offense. I mean, still, he said Sean's a better passer than Zane, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jones mentioned that when on the run is when Kocheski can be a threat, whereas McElroy is a pocket passer. And he also contrasted their running styles. They're both great runners, but McElroy a more physical runner, whereas Kocheski, a speed guy, likes to get out in some space.
Yes.
All right, it looks like the Bulldogs are set to receive here. Back deep for the Bulldogs is number 10, Gavin Pilgrim. He is a junior.
Kicking off for the Cardinals is number 9, Sergio Perez, a sophomore.
And this is his first year to play football.
Yes, Coach Davison, the special teams coach, recruited him last year, and so he's pretty happy with Sergio this offseason.
Well, let's see what kind of leg he's got on him, Logan.
Got a great student section turnout today.
It's a short kick, and unfortunately going to go out of bounds. Nice effort there by Tyler Force to try to keep it in bounds, but it's going to be a penalty for the Cardinals right off the bat. So the Cardinal defense going to take the field, and the Bulldog offense is going to have pretty good field position to start this first drive.
Yes, hopefully our defense shows up and gets 3 and out and starts this game off with a bang.
Starting defense for the Cardinals includes Sean Kocheski, the quarterback. He plays safety. Hunter Rush, defensive back. TJ Johnson, the star wide receiver, also plays defensive back. Hunter Rush is a linebacker, excuse me. Dylan Cook, defensive back. Hamilton is a linebacker, and Bulldogs have it on a sweep for a nice gain of about 6.5 yards there.
It looked like Stephen Upton got the carry as a sophomore. He plays on both sides of the ball. The Collinsville Cardinals play a 3-4 defense. pretty experienced defensive backs, as you got T.J. Johnson, Ryan Haymaker, Sean Kacheski, and Dylan Cook.
McLaughlin there gets the carry. Looks like he might have got a yard, maybe 2 on the run. Never mind. That's going to be good for a first down. Other starters on the defense for Collinsville include Keenan Pretty, Ryan Haymaker at safety, Josh Arnold, the sophomore, Rock Robbins, the sophomore at linebacker, Justin Cothe on defensive end, and Parker Brown, a nose guard. Seems to be a little bit of confusion with the chain gang. Okay, I was a little confused on the first down there. So it is going to be 3rd and short, and our defense will get a chance here to try to get a big stop. Quarterback keeps it, and Arnold on the play. Nice job there by the sophomore. Quick to the ball, and it's going to actually be a loss for the Bulldogs.
Looks like they'll bring their special teams on for the punt. Coach Jones talked about we had some good move-ins as our nose guard, number 55, Parker Brown, came from Broken Arrow. We were a little short on linemen, and he's happy we got move-ins that came and play the perfect position.
Sophomore Brandon Lowe back to receive the punt. Ball headed right towards him. It's going to take a bounce.
Good Cardinal bounce. It comes back.
Looks like it'll be downed at the 26-yard line. So here we go with quarterback Sean Kacheski, the junior, the speedy quarterback. See how Coach Jones tries to get the young man and his offense in a little bit of rhythm.
I talked to Sean earlier this morning, and he was ready to go. He was pumped. So we'll see how his first snap goes.
He's got 4 wide receivers out there. Tyler Forrest and Hamilton to his right, Cook, and T.J. Johnson to his left. Running back Ryan Haymaker. Handoff goes to Haymaker. He runs right, breaks the tackle, breaks through another one. He's at the first down marker, and he's going to be just short of it. Nice run by Haymaker.
Great run.
Ryan Haymaker, along with Sean Kacheski, really fast guys, are on the track team, have been to the state track meet 2 years in a row now. So a lot of speed right now on the field for the Cardinals.
Our center this year, Chris Colleen, he's a new player this year too. Didn't play last year, so.
Haymaker gets the first down on a carry up the middle of that play. So the Cardinals immediately get a first down.
Good to open up the opening drive with the first down. See if we can continue. Some key players on the offense Coach talked about is T.J. Johnson, going to be a 3-year starter now. He had 16 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons, so we'll see if he can carry that over to this season.
Kacheski completes his first pass there to sophomore wide receiver Tyler Forrest. Well, the Cardinals are keeping the offense spread out, making the defense have to respect all sides of the field. This time they go with a tight end package. Kacheski in motion. He's tucking the ball. He's going to keep it. Breaks over to the right. There's a flag on the play. Kacheski just manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like a horse collar at the end of the play. We'll see what the flag is. maybe holding.
It's in the area of holding. And it is holding against the Cardinals.
I'll back it up. 10 yards?
From the spot of the foul. So it'll be first and looks like 19 for the Cardinals.
So the student section giving some encouraging words to this Cardinals offense.
A lot of students here tonight for the Cardinals, which is a good thing. Something they're trying to bring back is a lot of school spirit in high school.
It's a rivalry game. We're always going to have a lot of students on a rivalry game.
Jesse's second pass attempt this time, dropped by Dylan Cook, the senior.
Putting a good placement, just wide receiver could not bring it in.
Second down now for the Cardinals.
That's something you can't have on first and 20 is a drop pass.
Yeah, a pass you should catch.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Kucheski once again in the shotgun. Two wide receivers to his left. Hamilton to his right. In motion this time. It's the option. He pitches it. Haymaker's not able to field it. And he does the smart thing and just gets on the ball.
Not. That'll back us up another.
Close to 10, it looks like. Well, no.
4, maybe 5.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 3rd and 25. Coach Jones talked about maybe doing some deep routes, having Sean a better passer and TJ a good wide receiver.
He's got time. Looks like he's going to run. Got a man to beat. He does. He's faster to the right. Looks like he's going to get to the original line of scrimmage, and he does, and he breaks it loose. He's going to get all the way to the end zone. Kocheski on 3rd and 25 takes it to the house.
Good to see our sophomore or junior quarterback making an outstanding play on the first drive for the Collinsville Cardinals.
Good blocking there by his offensive line, and you get a fast guy like Kucheski in open field, and he took it all the way to the house. What a play on 3rd and 25.
That's what Coach Jones talked about, is Sean being a faster guy and got more agility, and he showed it there on that play. Just gives me goosebumps to know we have him for another year.
All right, Perez in the game to kick the point after. Brandon Lowe's the holder. Snaps back and whistle blows.
No flag thrown. Oh. Oh, I do see a flag now.
Wait for the official call here. Some kind of penalty on the Cardinals. Kicks up anyway, and it looks like it's through. Good job by the sophomore kicker. First PAT, gets a penalty on it, backs him up 10 yards, and he makes it anyway.
In warm-ups, he hit a 45-yard field goal from the left hash, so he's going to be something to watch.
All right, so the Cardinals' first possession of the season results in a touchdown. Just under 8 minutes on the clock, so a nice drive there by the Cardinals to open up the season.
Bring our kicking team out again.
Starting for the kick-off team, looks like we've got Marcus Redwine, Austin Roberts, Marcus Tillman, Sergio Perez, like we mentioned, Chase Lorg, number 30, Dylan Russell. So it looks like we have quite a few freshmen out there on this, Logan. 43, we know that's Josh Arnold, a linebacker. Levi Draper.
Another freshman.
Blake Bird, freshman. Tyler Forrest. And number 49, Schaefer Smith. Schaefer's in the game, huh?
I'm surprised to see
He's been
that.
out injured the majority of the offseason.
Knee problems. Good kickoff there.
Schaefer in to make the tackle, and he does. He gets him by the
A
ankles.
diving tackle there. Great play. Good
Great
to
play, and that's got to feel good for Schaefer.
Yes, being off the field so long, I know it was bugging him, so good to see him come in and make the special teams tackle.
All right, so the Bulldogs this time starting a little bit deeper in their own territory, and the Cardinal defense on the field again.
See if they can get another stop. And
Now the defensive line is are all new faces to the defensive line for us this season, but they're guys with experience. I mean, Keenan Pretty played all last year. Kothi was injured, played the beginning of the season well. McLaughlin gets the carry this time. Looks like he gets close to the 35-yard mark.
Justin Kothi, a linebacker last year, tore out his ACL. He was moved to defensive end, so.
Yeah, and one thing we talked about with Coach Jones is the fact that they're not very deep on the line spot, but they are pretty deep in the linebacker spot, so they were able to move the big man Kothi up front.
Looks like
Keeper this time, and he's got some space. Arnold's going to have to make the play, and Arnold came from the other side of the field that time to tackle the quarterback Hudson, but not until after he gets a really big gain there.
that'll be the second tackle for Josh Arnold.
Subs coming in for the Cardinals. Number 24 and 23, that's Austin Roberts and Marcus Tillman. Going to give Keenan Pretty and Keenan Hamilton a rest here, along with number 5, Hunter Rush. McLaughlin gets the carry. He's brought down this time by number 45, Justin Kothi. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 here for the Bulldogs. Ball on the 42-yard line. Hudson in the backfield. McLaughlin again, the running back. Handoff goes to Upton. He's running left. He's got space. And you were right, Logan. He's got a lot of speed. He's a talented kid.
Yes, I saw on his Twitter account that he got a pamphlet from Kansas State, my favorite college. So I'd be happy to see him go there. But he's a fast kid.
You'd probably be there with him, and if he did. And the Cardinals are going to take a timeout here. Try to get some. Coach is definitely trying to talk to their defense after the Bulldogs are having a little bit more success on offense than Cardinal coaches would like.
Looks like they just keep getting on the outside of our defense.
Our coaching core consists of head coach Kevin Jones. Mike McClure is the offensive coordinator. Matt Davison, as mentioned, is the special teams coach along with running backs coach. Sean Tezar, wide receiver. Dale Harp, defensive back coach. John Benham is the co-defensive coordinator and coaches linebackers. Damon Harold is the defensive line coach. Adam Hass, the offensive line coach. And Burgess Shaw is in this year to help with the coaching staff as well on the line. Quarterback keeps it. We've got a new quarterback in there. That's Zane Harville, and he runs up the middle for no gain.
It will be 2nd and 9 for the Skiatook Bulldogs.
Ryan Haymaker, the Cardinal safety, is getting to play up a lot because of the formation that the Bulldogs run. Harville keeps it again, this time running left. He's going to get a couple of yards that time before Keenan Pretty brings him down with the help of Arnold.
Zane Harville for Skytook is a sophomore. He's a pretty big sophomore, too.
He is a big kid. Looks like Hudson's back in. He's got two wide receivers to his right, Gavin Pilgrim and not Zach Miller. Rush goes McLaughlin. He's got the first down. Looks like he's brought down somewhere by the 12-yard line. So the Bulldogs have found something here that's working.
Josh Arnold got on the outside and made McLaughlin cut back in, but no one was there to make the tackle for another few more yards.
Same package here. Tight end to the right. Run goes to the right. There's a flag on the play. McLaughlin cuts back left. He's going to be brought down by Cole Kime there.
Maybe an offsides.
False start, yeah, by the offense.
Don't they blow those plays dead usually?
Yeah, usually. And they might have been, and maybe we didn't hear the whistle from up here. They definitely played on.
Yeah, both teams are anxious to get their hits in on the other team. Back them up 10 yards.
Ball will be placed on the 17-yard line. It's first down. So it's going to be 1st and 15 here for the Bulldogs.
Shotgun formation.
Wide receivers to the left. Snap back. Handoff goes to McLaughlin. He runs left. He's got blocks. T.J. Johnson, only man there for the tackle, and he makes it.
Skytook seems to be getting on the outside, and no one can get him from there.
Yeah, they're having some success getting to the corners. So second down here. 7 to go. Snap back. Quarterback keeps it. Whoa, Rock Robbins got blocked there. Might have been a hold, no call on the play. Looks like Arnold made the tackle close to the first down marker.
It'll be 2nd and 7. Oh, excuse me, it'll be 3rd and maybe inches.
All right, so the refs are going to see if they're just going to eyeball it, if they're going to call the chain gang out to measure. And they are.
Looks like Skytook is going to get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
So they only have a couple yards to get here. And this was something that the Cardinals were pretty successful at last year, was getting big stops. Now, the Bulldogs obviously have 4 downs to make up 2 yards. Mm-hmm. But last year, the Cardinals were pretty successful throughout the season at getting big-time stops.
Our big line got to get a jump on their line then to have a chance at getting stops here.
Handoff goes to McLaughlin. He runs up the gut, and he's into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. Just under 4 minutes on the clock. And Skytook answers.
Good drive, and we'll score and see what Collinsville can do on their next drive.
I don't think they threw one pass on that play, or on that possession.
They haven't had to. I mean, they've getting on the outside, and it's been working for them, so they're going to keep doing it until we can stop them.
Kicks up and good there for number 28, Chance Adams.
will tie the ball game at 7.
All right, so we'll get to see the Cardinals receive the kick here. And Cook, we know Dylan Cook will be back in the back end. Haymaker was likely to be the other receiver on this kick.
I heard maybe later in the game they'll bring freshman Blake Bird back there, but we'll have to wait and see.
Looks like the kicker for the Bulldogs is Laban Fisher. He's a sophomore. He's the kickoff man. Their point after kicker was Chance Adams.
Looks like they'll have Dylan Cook deep and Ryan Haymaker and Mark Tillman up a little closer.
It's going to be a short approach here by Fisher. And a fair catch there by Austin Roberts, sophomore.
Collinsville Cardinals will get the ball at the 31-yard line. Pretty good field position. Hopefully this drive we won't have to worry about a 3rd and 25.
Hey, if it turns into a touchdown, I guess I'll take it again.
Yes.
All right, so the running back is Marcus Tillman. Going to give Haymaker a break as he's played 4 possessions in a row now off on the offense and defensive sides if you combine them. So Tillman back in that pistol formation. Kocheski in the option, kicks it to Tillman, and he's going to be brought down there, the tackle by Gavin Pilgrim. And that's going to be a loss on the play.
At least this option didn't result in a fumble, so I don't know if Coach McClure is going to try that play again. He might put that in his back pocket.
So 2nd and 12 for the Cardinals. Got TJ Johnson, lone wide receiver to Kocheski's right. He looks that way, passes out, and it's going to be intercepted by the Bulldogs. Interception there, Mike Watson.
That'll be the first interception for Sean Kocheski in his varsity career. Had a good block by number 24, Mark Tillman, but looked like TJ didn't come back to the ball.
All right, so the Bulldogs get the ball in good position here. Hudson back in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, looks deep. He's wanting the home run. Dylan Cook on the coverage, and he intercepts it back.
Great play by the senior Dylan Cook.
And the ball's going to be placed on the 1-yard line for the Cardinals.
I thought,
but a big play there.
Yes, I thought maybe a touchback, but we're just happy to have the ball.
I hoped a touchback.
Yes.
But a great play there by Dylan Cook. A lot of teams will try to take advantage of him on the coverage because he's a pretty short guy. So a lot of teams are going to like that coverage if they've got a taller wide receiver. And good job right there by Cook sending a message, not just to the Bulldogs, but hopefully to other teams that they're going to play that he might be undersized, but he can make plays.
Yes. Great play by Dylan Cook.
Ryan Haymaker back in as the running back. Kocheski under center this time, and he's going to keep it for the quarterback keep, just trying to get some space there off that end zone.
Sky took trying to bring the heat there, not going to let anything slip out from there.
We'll see what the gain is. Looks like they got a half a yard at least.
half a yard's good in that position. I mean, just a little bit more room.
Two minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Haymaker lines up to Kocheski's left this time. They're back in the shotgun. Snap back. Handoff goes to Haymaker. He tries to run up middle. Breaks a couple tackles. He's still on his feet. And a really good effort there by Ryan Haymaker. It looks like he got to the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 on a great effort by the running back.
That's good to see. I mean, he got a few carries last year, but nothing like every down. So he had to put his hand down to keep him up, and that was a great play.
All right. So 3rd and 1 here, a short one at that for the Cardinals. And this is big because you really need to get a first down, need to get out of this sort of territory. So you're not always playing on this Bulldogs side of the field here. Back in the shotgun, blitz is coming. Up the middle, handoff goes to Haymaker. He runs left, he's got room, a block by Forrest. And he's definitely got the first down. That was a run of almost 10 yards there by Haymaker, and he's off to a really good start.
He seems to be pretty quick, helping him get out to the outside and break off. I think most of his runs have been for 10 yards, so.
He's going to get another breather here as Tillman comes into the game.
Coach Jones said we might see a little bit of Keenan Purdy in the backfield, but Ryan Haymaker and Mark Tillman are the main guys.
Pass is complete to Keenan Hamilton. He's brought down at the 31-yard line.
Maybe a 7-yard gain.
Nice little just quick pass and catch right there. And that was one thing Coach Jones talked about with us a lot. You know, if we can play pass and catch, I think we'll be okay, was what he said. And I think those are the kind of situations that Kocheski needs to be put in early so he can see some, have some success on these passes, especially after throwing that interception. Handoff goes to Tillman. He's running right and brought down just short of the first down marker there.
Maybe a yard or less.
Cardinals seem to be getting their snaps in pretty quickly on the game clock, or on the play clock, excuse me.
We might wait. I think we're going to wait this one out and take it to the end of the first quarter. Looks like Pretty's coming into the game. I don't think we're going to do anything with him, though. Maybe just to scare the other team. He's a big old boy.
All right, that's going to bring an end to the first quarter. We're tied 7-7. A good match so far. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with the beginning of the second quarter.
Ride down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We're back here at Salee Field in Collinsville, Oklahoma, where the 3rd annual Highway 20 Bowl is underway. I'm Casey Price, joined by Logan Wilt. And Logan, you were right. Pretty's in as the H-back.
Oh, Sean.
Kocheski faked the handoff to him, and he's going to be out for another touchdown if he can beat the guy. He's into the end zone for another Collinsville touchdown, and I think Sean Kocheski's making a statement tonight, Logan.
Proving some doubters wrong. Maybe we should move him to halfback and when Zane gets back.
Well, Wow.
I think Skytook was a little afraid that Pretty was going to keep the ball, so they loaded up the box, making sure that he wasn't going to get anything, and Sean kept it and ran for the touchdown.
Big time touchdown there for the Cardinals. And right now, these two teams are trading punches. Perez is in for the point after.
I believe that was a 70-yard run there by Kacheski.
We got another penalty on this field goal unit.
Coach Davison cannot be happy. I mean, special teams coach having 2 penalties for the first 2 extra points isn't something we want to see.
They're calling equipment malfunction against the Cardinals. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. Maybe it's too close for Perez.
Yeah.
He needs that 5 yards back every time.
Guessing no, someone didn't have their mouthpiece in or something like that. Who knows?
Brandon Lowe with the hold, kick up, and it's good once again.
Go over the net into a backyard, so
That'll make Coach Riley happy. He's pretty proud of those nets. Thinks they were pretty special investment, and the ball goes over. I'm sure it makes him extremely happy. All right, so the Cardinals go up by 7. With only 12 seconds expired in the second quarter.
and the Cardinals do get the ball after halftime, so we'll see what they can do with it. Do you think Coach Davison's going to have him pooch kick it like we did the first time, or are we going to kick it deep like we did the second time?
I think they're going to probably try to direct it away from Upton based on the things that you've told me about the talent that he's got. So I would think that they'll try to kick it towards our side of the field here. But they don't have Upton all the way back either. So we'll just see where Perez goes with it. He does go to the right. It's fielded. Run it up the middle. And this time Marcus Tillman along with Levi Draper, the freshman, in on the tackle.
Freshman won 35-0 last night in Grove. So
I've heard nothing but good things about the freshman football team and just the whole class of boys and girls athletics all together.
Mm-hmm. Great class. Going to be good things to come.
So the Bulldogs have it on their 40. Hudson with the snap, hands off to McLaughlin, and he's going to be brought down by Arnold once again. He's answered the call tonight. Sophomore Josh Arnold didn't get to play other than on special teams last year for the varsity, and this young man is definitely stepping up to the plate.
And he started late. He started playing special teams late into the season, so great improvement by him, and he's really stepped up tonight. A lot of people called him undersized, but he's been looking really good tonight. So
not afraid to hit you in the mouth, though, and that's what counts. Snap is bobbled, but McLaughlin go ahead and gets it. There is a flag on the play, but he runs it to about the 45 before being brought down.
Maybe a legal formation, or false start on the Skytook Bulldogs. So that run will be taken away, and it will be moved back to the 35-yard line.
Yep. All right. This is going to be second down, 15 yards for the Bulldogs.
Since they've scored that touchdown, they haven't been really doing their trying to get to the outside. So they've kind of opened up their playbook a little bit more.
Hudson gets the snap, hands off to McLaughlin again. This time he runs left, breaks a couple tackles, and he is caught from behind by Rush for the tackle.
Be a first down. Sky took Bulldogs. Looked like a halfback counter on that play.
Brandon Lowe's going to check in for Sean Kacheski. Lowe going back into the safety. Coach Jones going to give his quarterback a little rest here. Much needed rest.
He's got to be tired. I mean, 2 long runs and playing both sides of the ball. It's good to see someone be able to step in and take some plays for him.
Hand off again to McLaughlin, the workhorse. He's going to get 4 on that one. And the Bulldogs are just giving a steady dose of McLaughlin to the Cardinals right now, and really can't blame them because they're gonna nickel and dime their way up the field until Collinsville stops them.
He's a pretty powerful back. I mean, he's been running over about everyone he's seen.
Yeah, and a lot of this probably has to do with the line. The Bulldogs have a line made up of upperclassmen. Collinsville's got upperclassmen on their line, but they're just new to these positions.
As the season goes on, we hope to see them get a little bit better. And
Hudson there keeps it. Rock Robbins along with Parker Brown on the tackle.
his first tackle in a Collinsville uniform.
Levi Draper checks in for Robbins.
Coach Jones trying to rotate, make sure everyone's getting a breather so he can keep them for the end of the game when it matters.
Keeping them fresh. Looks like Skytook's going to call a timeout here. This is a big third down play, so they're going to make sure they get it right. Going to give our defense a chance to take a little break as well, get a little water, and our coaches opportunity to talk to the defense.
Maybe a little pep talk and a breather.
Skytook has already completed 2 third downs this game, 2 out of 2 third downs, I believe. So this would be a nice opportunity for Collinsville to get a stop, improve that rating. You don't ever want teams to be getting lots and lots of third downs on you. You want to be able to make stops in times like that.
Skytook, they've kind of been barely getting those first downs, just plugging away and wearing down our defense. With our offense making quick plays, our defense has been on the field a lot, so that's why I believe some of them are getting tired, because Sean's 70-yard run on our first play in the second quarter, or second play, and he's just trying to give everyone a breather, and hopefully everyone will be able to
make plays.
Yes.
Logan, I don't think there's any doubt that this Skytook team is a lot better than the 0-10 team from last year. They're going to be a lot better team this year, regardless of what happens tonight. They've got some athletic kids. They've got some good skill players. Their line's obviously good. They're going to make some things happen.
I mean, we've seen so far, it's 14-7. Last year, I believe it was be about 30-7 in the second quarter. Yes, so they've really toughened up, and they play like a football team this year.
And the Cardinals managed to get that big third down stop we were talking about. The man on the spot, you know it, Josh Arnold with the tackle, and looks like the Bulldogs are set to punt. Drew Height is back to kick, and Brandon Lowe is set to receive.
Brandon played a lot on special teams last year towards the end of the season, so see if he can field this punt. Looks like they will let it bounce.
He did the smart thing there and just got away from it. He was too far away, it seemed like, to get underneath that one.
Looks like Collinsville will get the ball at the 9-yard line.
So a good punt there by the Bulldogs. It took a great bounce for them. And it's like the Cardinal offense will get it deep in their own territory again, but it's not the one.
It looks like Ryan will be back in the game at tailback.
This is a totally different game right now, by the way, if Dylan Cook doesn't make that interception. Collinsville ends up scoring off of that turnover for the Bulldogs, and the momentum had kind of shifted at that point, so that was a huge play by Dylan Cook. Snap back, handoff goes to Haymaker, runs up the middle. He's got a couple there.
Coach Jones has got to be pretty pleased with the offense so far today. I mean, they picked up right where Zane McElroy left off last year, so.
Yeah, a really dynamic offense. I mean, they're not restricted to just running the ball, not restricted to just, the short passes here and there. Very well-rounded offense. 4 wide receivers in, quick pass. This goes to Hamilton, and he's not able to handle it. That'll be incomplete.
Maybe a little off target by Sean, but. It'll be 3rd and 10.
It's 2 drop balls by Kacheski's wide receiving core tonight. He's 4-1 as of right now, so he's had 2 drop balls and the 1 interception. I'd say that was the one that he could probably put on his own shoulders, but I think those other 2 passes were catchable. This time, handoff, and he's immediately brought down.
Be in our own territory to punt. That's not something you want to see backed up to.
In your own end zone.
Yep.
Kacheski is the punter, which is pretty traditional for Coach Jones coached teams. Keep the quarterback in as your punter. Lots of times when it's a situation where they might have a chance at getting a first down on that 4th, he'll keep the quarterback back up close, and the quarterback will make a read, whether he kicks it or makes a play.
I saw Austin Roberts warming up at punter, so maybe he might get a few. He'll take a bad bounce and be covered at the 31-yard line, I believe.
All right, so that punt good for about 25 yards maybe, and the Bulldogs will take over. Rock Robbins back in at linebacker. Other linebackers in the game include Josh Arnold, Keenan Hamilton,
and Ryan Haymaker. Looks like Sean's back in the game too. Take out Brandon Lowe and see if this defense can get a stop.
Fakes the handoff, runs up middle, breaks a couple tackles. Rock Robbins there for the tackle. The ball hits the ground. Who's got the ball? Who recovered it? Logan, did you see?
I think it was Tyler Forrest.
All right, Tyler Forrest, the sophomore.
He didn't play at all on varsity last year.
Not even special teams?
No, he's new this. I mean, he played football last year, but he's new to varsity this year, and he hadn't disappointed.
No, he obviously impressed the coaches over the spring and in the off season, and has really played well tonight.
The turnover count now is Skytook has 2, a fumble and an interception, and Collinsville has 1 interception.
All right, let's see if the Cardinals try to make a statement here after the turnover. Kacheski back in the shotgun. TJ Johnson to his right. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, breaks 2 tackles. TJ Johnson's got the block. And Kacheski really close to a first down there. Looks like the ball's going to be marked at the 36 or 37-yard line.
Could have been the wrong read, but, I mean, he made the most out of what he had. I thought he was going to be brought down in the backfield, but he gained 8 or 9 yards.
All right, another Cardinal first down. Speed kills.
Yes.
It's like that Adidas commercial. Quick ain't fair. All right, so Kacheski, he's got Haymaker behind him in the pistol formation. Tyler Force Keenan pretty out to the left. Dylan Cook up tight on the line. Handoff goes to Haymaker. He runs left, following the blocks of Cook. Breaks 3 tackles, still going on his feet. Running, can't be brought down. Eventually, number 10, Gavin Pilgrim brings him down close to the 45-yard line. Great run there and really good blocking by the Cardinal wide receivers.
I have to say this year's team is going to be a little more quick. They're a lot faster than last year's team. Last year we had Zane, more of a power runner. We had Hunter West in the backfield, and I mean, it's a whole different. We have a whole different identity this year with being able to roll out and pass. I mean, that's.
Yeah, our backfield identity, I agree with you, is totally different. Our wide receivers are pretty much the same. They with the addition of Tyler Forrest
and losing Carter Rasmussen.
Keenan Pretty thundering through for an 11-yard gain. Do my best Chris Berman impression. Nice run there by Pretty with, I believe, is that his second touch of the game at the H-back position?
Yes, and both have been for long runs.
And he stays in the game after the run.
Trying to give Ryan a little bit of a break.
Trips to the right. In motion that way. Passes incomplete. This time it was at the feet of Austin Roberts.
He's seen his first varsity action. I mean, he wasn't on varsity last year either, so there's a lot of new faces on this varsity team this year.
Yeah, and something that you talked about, the future is bright. A lot of sophomores, and we know about the freshman class being really strong. So the future is bright, as you said, for the Collinsville Cardinals.
The only thing that really worries me is our line. I mean, a lot of losses last year. I mean, Cole Kimes, a senior, pretty much our leader.
This time, Pretty brought down after a short game. Tillman's going to check in to relieve him.
It's like Sean Kacheski is coming over to get the play. Thought maybe he was coming out, but maybe run a little wildcat with Tillman. You don't see that much in high school football. Third and 8.
5 minutes on the clock. Ball's on the 31. Takes a snap in motion, looking right. Looking deep for Tyler Forrest, and he's got it for a touchdown. The sophomore gets a touchdown.
First varsity touchdown for Tyler Forrest. Good to see a young face get the Sean Kacheski scored 2 of these 3 touchdowns, so Tyler Forrest will add to that.
Got to think that TJ Johnson must be drawing a lot of double teams because those other wide receivers have been pretty open. All right, so let's see if the point after team can not get a penalty this time.
Yes.
Snap back, hold down, kick up, and it's through.
And the net catches it this time.
All right, so Perez 3 for 3 on point after attempts. And the net 1 for 3 point after attempts.
Tyler Forrest is a smaller wide receiver, so maybe they thought the same with what they did with Dylan Cook was that they could take advantage of him.
Yeah, and that time they got Sean Kacheski in motion. He runs right. Maybe because of the big plays that he's made, that the secondary sucks up to him in motion. Tyler Forrest just got way behind him, and it wasn't a great pass, but it didn't have to be. He just put it behind the defense. Forrest was so open that he had enough time. And that's the danger of having a quarterback that has that kind of speed, that can break plays open like that. Because if you're that secondary, you've been scored on twice tonight on 60-plus yard runs. You're going to suck up to a quarterback when he's running with the ball.
Especially when he rolls out, that kind of got that brought up the defender on Tyler Forrest, and he just threw it over the top of him.
Good kick here by Perez.
Be fielded by the same guys last time. Number 24, Drew Hike.
He's brought down by a gang of Cardinals. And continuing on, talking about Kacheski in motion, we kind of talked about that with Coach Jones in our meeting. He said he felt like he would put him in motion a lot. And one of our questions to him was, is that because of his speed, or is that because of the inexperience you have on the line? And Jones was really honest. He said, no, it really doesn't have a lot to do with our line, which would be the case in a lot of scenarios. He said it's because Sean is that fast and he throws better in motion than he does sitting in the pocket. And so that's a really great example of the coaches coaching to the personnel that they have.
Had to change it up a little bit. Once they found out that Zane was not going to be quarterback for the first 6 weeks, they went to work finding out what they could do with Sean that they couldn't do with Zane.
Right, and not necessarily changing their playbook, which you mentioned on the top, but adapting and just getting him in some, giving him those in those situations where he can succeed, excel. Big run there by McLaughlin on the counter. He was eventually brought down by Dylan Cook, or forced out of bounds by Dylan Cook, but not before he got the ball to the 46-yard line. Quarterback keeps it this time, runs left. He's got a lot of room. Dylan Cook needs to make the tackle, not able to, but slows him down.
Josh Arnold will make the tackle. I think that's his 5th tackle today.
Brandon Lowe was there to help bring him down as Lowe's in the safety now, giving Kacheski a bit of a break.
Seems like Skiatook will make a couple big plays, and then the Collinsville defense decides to make a few stops, and that's what's happened so far today.
All right, so the ball's on the 31 here.
Looks like Keenan Pretty might be hurt. He's on the sideline, maybe limping a little bit. Looks like we got number 52, Dakota Treadway, in there.
Another counter play to McLaughlin. Seeing a lot of extended jerseys for the Cardinals getting ripped, and there was a little bit of an altercation away from the play between Ryan Haymaker and the wide receiver number 8, Trace Cooper, for the Bulldogs. We'll have to see who's to blame. And it looks like the foul will go against Haymaker. Oh no, it was offsetting. They both got the flag, so it offsets, and it's just going to be second down.
Skiatook coach not very happy with the call. But with the rivalry, I mean, there's always going to be a little more.
Yeah, and there's always two sides of thought to that. There are the people that hate when you do offsetting, just like in basketball when you when the referees call double fouls. But then there are people, and I tend to be on the other side of that, who think, yeah, usually most altercations are double-sided.
Yeah.
All right, so the Bulldogs, second down, 4 to go. Hudson, the quarterback. McLaughlin still in at the running back position. Man in motion. Handoff goes to him. Running left. That's Height. He's definitely, or Pilgrim, excuse me. He's got the first down and more. And he's a feisty kid. That's Gavin Pilgrim. He's a junior.
I think that's the first action we saw of him today.
I think that might be the first time we've seen him get the ball, but he's made a lot of plays on the defensive side, and I've seen him make a couple blocks as well on some of the better runs that the Bulldogs have had.
Looks like we'll be a referee timeout. Number 81 has to put his cleat back on.
Upton checks in for Pilgrim here. It's 1st and 10, ball on the 19. 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the half. You got to be thinking, if you're Skiatook, you're not going to want to give the ball back to Collinsville with much time. And looks like that was going to be the first pass play of the game for the Bulldogs, and they committed a penalty on the play, false start, so they'll be marked back 5 yards on the play.
Not something that you want. I mean, Skiatook's had a lot of penalties this game, and as the season gets going, both teams, their penalties will start to lower, and they'll start to get a little more disciplined.
Skiatook calls the timeout. There's 3 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the game. And they're definitely thinking that they need to capitalize on this possession. Collinsville will get the ball to start the second half.
Looks like Rock Robbins is getting taped up. Maybe got some blood on him. Referees made him come out of the game for a play. I mean, I've been pretty pleased with how the Cardinals have been playing today. I mean, the defense it's going to grow and it's going to improve as the season goes on. But I mean, 7 points to a Bulldog offense that it's new and improved. I mean, they played pretty good today.
Yeah, and this is an offense that Collinsville hasn't seen before from the Bulldogs. And look at this, they're going with a goal line package here on the 12. Hand off to McLaughlin. He breaks through some tackles, gets to about the 8 on the play.
Second and 3, second and 4 maybe.
Yeah, looks like it's closer to the 5-6 mark. See if they stick with that
Looks like
goal line package.
Stephen Upton will come back into the game. TJ Johnson guarding him. Stephen Upton's the main wide receiver for Skytook. The second main player after McLaughlin.
McLaughlin gets close to the end zone this time. He's definitely got the first down.
He's going to be bruised and beaten by the end of this game. Is how many runs he's gotten.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of carries. I'd be interested to know how many he's got at halftime. And he's done a really good job, and that's something like what you talked about. If they're having success up the middle, that's got a lot to do with the line and with the linebackers. And they're young, and they're going to gain experience as the year goes on, and they'll only get better, assuming we can stay healthy. And that'll be huge for the Cardinals this season.
I mean, the injury bugs hurt us in the past. Last year, Derek Inapolo and
Big stop there.
Rock Robbins making the play.
Doing the old Newt Salisbury Superman pull. Maybe the whole defense adopted that this year, because I noticed Arnold was using it as well.
He was a big loss this year, losing Newt. I mean, he was a great defensive player for this Cardinals defense, and we've tried to replace him. And
yeah, lost an all-stater in Cole on the offensive line, lost Newt Salisbury, lost Nate Johnson. So they replaced a lot of big bodies. See if Skytook can do it this time, not stop the play.
Maybe another false start.
Yep, indeed it is. So they'll walk it back another 5 yards.
Good for the Collinsville Cardinals. I mean, getting them off goal line.
Minute 48 to go in the half. And more of what we talked about before, the Cardinals getting big-time stops. How do they respond to the pressure of these type situations? Can they keep the Bulldogs off the scoreboard, at least hold them to a field goal in circumstances like this? So it will be second down. Ball on the 7-yard line. Cards not out of trouble yet. McLaughlin's the running back. Wide receivers to the right, nobody to the left. Hudson takes the snap. They're going with that counter play they like so much, and I think Collinsville might be hip to it at this point. Number 45.
Justin Kofi
on the tackle for the Cardinals.
He slammed him down. Get some anger out of him.
Send a message. All right, so 3rd and 7 here. Big time 3rd and 7. And you got to think, if you're the Bulldogs, and I don't know what their kicking unit's like, but you got to think they're probably thinking about they've got 2 downs here to get this touchdown.
Yes, I mean, 50 seconds left in this quarter. I mean, going into halftime 21-7, and Collinsville getting the ball at halftime. They've got to, like you said, they've got to be thinking it's 2-down territory.
Snap back, counter again, takes it left, this time following his blockers. Ryan Haymaker makes the tackle. They say it was inbounds, so the clock keeps running. And what will the Bulldogs elect to do? Do they go for it, or will they try to kick? Looks like they are bringing their kicker in, number 34, Laban Fisher.
Looks like they might let the clock run down to maybe 3 or 4 seconds and then call timeout. Just enough time for them to get the kickoff, but Collinsville not to be able to get the play.
Time's ticking. 4, 3, 2, and you were right. Looks like they did get the timeout called just in time. They waited pretty late.
I mean, that's a smart move by the Sky coaches, not letting Collinsville get the ball back and have a chance to score.
Yeah, just ensuring that this, in fact, is the last play of the half.
And hey, maybe they're talking about going for 2. I mean, maybe they're just trying to throw this Collinsville special teams off guard and maybe run a trick play or something.
All right, so you got to think that's something that the coaches are probably talking to their unit about right now, making sure that they're in some sort of zone play, ready to stop anything that might, any trick plays that might come about.
Looks like they still have their kicker out on the field, so who's holding it for? Looks like number 3, Stephen Upton. Maybe they might try a little sweep, or I don't know, that kind of worries me.
Is that number 3?
I do believe it is. Collinsville fans getting loud.
Snap back. They do kick.
And it is good.
Yep, through the uprights, and that'll send us into halftime. SkyTook managed to get it on the board again, so the score will be 21-10 heading into the half. The band will perform at half, so make sure you keep it tuned here. And we'll take a break just before the band does perform. SkyTook will go first, and then the Collinsville Cardinals. So we'll be back.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton
A negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We're back to see the Collinsville cheerleaders perform.
The Cardinals ahead of the Bulldogs in the 3rd Annual Highway 20 Bowl, 21-10. Pretty successful half there, you'd have to say, Logan, for the Cardinals. Maybe the only critique would be that the Bulldogs were able to get a pretty successful run game going, but I'd have to say that the offense looked pretty strong. Kind of imposed their will in some ways. TJ Johnson didn't really get any touches, and I'm sure that that's something that they'll address, but the fact of the matter is if he's going to be double teamed, then other guys are going to be open, and it seems to me like the Collinsville coaches are going to take advantage of that.
I think that's what happened, is TJ was getting double teamed, and so that's why Tyler Forrest got the touchdown reception.
Quarterback Sean Kacheski, in his first start for the Cardinals, managed to break 2 huge touchdown runs wide open for the Cardinals. One of those touchdowns was on a 3rd and 25 play. He broke it all the way to the house.
I mean, I'm pretty pleased with how Collinsville's played all around on offense, defense, and special teams. I mean, one mistake by Sean, but I mean, we're gonna have growing pains. I mean, first varsity game, and so he's gonna have some growing pains, and we saw it on one play in the first half.
The main Bulldog, I would say, that's been able to capitalize against the Cardinals would be running back McLaughlin. They've given him the ball many a time and run that counter play with some success, but I think late in that last possession, the Cardinals proved that they can stop that play, or that they're aware of the fact that they're going to run it.
Some area scores. Broken Arrow is leading Owasso 13-7. Bixby is ahead of Garden 15-14. Sand Springs is ahead of Muskogee 14-7.
The Skytook Band is setting up for their halftime performance here. And I think while they do that, we'll go ahead and take another commercial break. We want to make sure we're back here for the Collinsville Band's performance. So, with score 21-10 at halftime of the Highway 20 Bowl rivalry game, we're going to take another break.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
All right, the Pride of Skytook marching band on the field here. We don't have all the stats from the first half.
We know that. Skytook running back ran for probably 100+ yards.
Yeah, they've had one touchdown scoring drive, and it was their second possession of the game. Collinsville's put together 3 touchdown scoring drives. Kucheski has scored twice and then connected with the sophomore Tyler Forrest on the 3rd touchdown of the game. Probably the defensive player of the half so far for the Cardinals would, well, I don't know, Logan, what's your vote?
I would probably have to say Josh Arnold. I mean,
Yeah.
he's really impressed me in how he's been all over the field. I think he's had like 6 tackles. I mean, coming in with very little varsity experience, I mean, he's pretty much led this defense so far.
A few scores from the district. I'll try to find games from the district. It looks like Pryor leads Catoosa 17-0 in the at halftime.
I do believe Collinsville does play Catoosa next game.
Next week, yeah, and that's a home game as well, folks.
The players were saying that was going to be the, they believe that is the toughest game that they believe we have this season.
Really?
Is
They
versus
think
Catoosa.
Catoosa's going to be that good, huh?
I mean, they have pretty much every starter pretty much returner. I think they lost a quarterback, but I mean, they're going to be a good team.
All right, other matchups tonight relevant to Collinsville is that Tahlequah is taking on Fort Gibson. Grove and Miami play tonight. Tulsa Memorial and Tulsa Central play tonight. Wagner and Coweta also play tonight. And we'll try to get you some scores by the end of the game for those games.
So far, what do you think that the Collinsville Cardinals defense needs to work on?
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting because we talked about the defense's strength was going to be in their secondary, where they returned all their starters from last season. They returned Haymaker and Kacheski, their starting safeties, and they returned their defensive backs, Johnson, Dylan Cook, and
Brandon Lowe.
Brandon Lowe he's played from last year, but I'm missing a starter from last year at defensive back. So Kacheski and Haymaker.
I do believe we lost Carter Rasmussen last year.
Yeah, and he did play a lot in the secondary as well. That's right. But on the whole, returned the majority of the secondary, but lost a very good, very experienced, very explosive, and strong defensive line in guys like Salisbury,
Johnson,
Nate Johnson, and blonde-headed kid, big kid. Don't remember his name. But they were all really, really good. They were seniors. And then
Colby Cole.
And then the linebacking core, Rasmussen, he played in the secondary and up in the wide receiver, or in the linebacking position. Hunter West, Connor Crutchfield all played that linebacker spot. And even McElroy played on the defensive end some, and obviously isn't back this year. So they are young, but skill positions are back. So it's just going to be a learning experience this year. It's going to be about getting better as far as controlling the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about the work that those big guys do in the trenches. And it's not at all that our guys are undersized. They just are underexperienced at this point, but I will say I think they've done a pretty good job, and they've done a great job on offense. The offensive line has done a really good job, and that's a group we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Offensive line, we'll start with the center, Chris Killeen, who you mentioned didn't play last year. He is a really big kid. I'd say Chris Killeen's at least 6'3". He's a big kid, and so I'm sure Kevin Jones was ecstatic to see him come out for the team this year. At guard for the Cards, Jake Douglas and Jackson Dew. Jackson Dew is senior, and Jake Douglas a junior. So those guys have been on the team, been playing those positions for a while. Just didn't get a lot of snaps last year. Cole Kime, the left tackle, is the lone returning lineman from last year's team, and he's a captain for this team. And Kime has done a really good job. And then the other tackle for the Cardinals is who?
Cutler Cole,
the right tackle, who is also a junior. So I think offensively, those coaches are going to go in there and just give those guys a pat on the back. They've done a great job. They've given Ryan Haymaker the opportunity to have, quite a few 10-yard runs, 10-yard and plus. They got off that end zone after the Dylan Cook interception. So they've done a really good job.
I don't believe Sean's been sacked once today.
I don't think he has either. So really can't say enough about the performance this far for that offensive line. All right, the Crimson Cadets set to take the field here. And we'll make sure we don't talk over their performance. One of the more fun parts of the football season last year was the progression of what the band did, and so as the year went on, they kind of added different elements to their halftime performance, and so this will be kind of like the first quarter of the band's season-long performance. All right, we'll sit back and let you enjoy this.
The drum major this year is Michaela Rush. These cadets have worked hard to give you a great performance. Let's give a big round of applause to your hometown Collinsville Crimson Cadets.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something? something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
Welcome back to Salif Field, where the Collinsville Cardinals lead the Skiatook Bulldogs 21-10 after the first half of play. I'm Casey Price, joined with my partner Logan Wilt, who we want to welcome to the GVTV cast and crew. I guess I say we want to welcome him. He's been doing more games than me so far this year. How many softball games have you guys broadcast?
We've done 2 softball games and 1 volleyball game, and I think we have one more volleyball game planned.
Cool. It's a really, really great opportunity, folks, that our administration was good enough to bring to this school. I can definitely recall, or I can vouch for the fact that if I would have had this opportunity when I was a kid, I mean, it would have really helped to launch me into the next level, going into college. This is what I wanted to do. It is what I pursued. And I just think it's a really great opportunity that the kids at Collinsville High School are able to get involved with this kind of stuff. And so I really hope that we're able to kind of keep the ball rolling with the GVTV stuff and with the broadcasting class. So hopefully that can get a lot of support from the community and from the student involvement, and kids like Logan Wilt helping out with the play-by-play, and all the camera people that have helped out. And we've got a returning producer in Spencer Beeson who works hard, and so it's a really good opportunity. And Logan, what have you thought of it so far?
I mean, it's been a great experience. I mean, this is what I want to go into. I want to be an announcer, so I mean, good for me to start somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, someday you'll go right into college and hopefully get to do this kind of thing. I can remember my freshman year at college, they actually let me call basketball games. Well, I was on the girls basketball team, so I'd get up for the beginning of the boys game and I'd call the men's basketball games up there at Northwestern. And man, can you imagine how more prepared you'll be than I was at that time? So it's just a great opportunity for everybody involved. All right, so back to the game at hand. Logan and I were talking about at half. What are the coaches' speeches like? And you commented on kind of what you thought about Vance Miller, the head coach of the Skiatook Bulldogs. What do you think his message was like?
I mean, I think he's just trying to he's telling his team to maintain the big plays, because if Collinsville maybe all 3 touchdowns have been big plays. If we don't get those, then it's a whole different ball game. Skiatook's up 10-0.
Which is a bit ironic, because in our interview with Coach Jones, that theory was kind of switched. He talked about how he felt with the Bulldogs that his team just kind of needed to contain, needed to keep the ball in front of them, not give up the big play. And I'll say that they pretty much have. They haven't really given up a big play, but the Bulldogs have been very successful in just gaining a lot of green. They have moved the ball up the field with a lot of success. And on the opposite end of that, the Cardinals are the team that have had the big play.
I mean, I think it's kind of funny because the Collinsville defense is getting tired because the Collinsville offense is just making. I mean, they made 3 big plays,
Yeah.
and so they've been on the field a lot, and vice versa with the Skiatook offense. I mean,
Right.
they haven't made very many big plays, and the defense has allowed big plays, so their offense has to get tired, and that's why They've only
Yeah.
scored 10 points.
Because late in their drives, maybe they've tired out, or our defense has been able to muster a big time stop. But that's a great point. Our defense has been on the field a lot, and that's if there is a negative side to getting big plays, that's a negative side to it. Is you're right. Our offense hasn't been on the field for a very long amount of time because Sean Kacheski's been able to break loose here and there.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you don't want to live and die by big plays, and so it kind of worries me to know that we haven't really scored on just a hard-nosed drive the ball down the full field and score on the goal line. It's been a big play here and there.
Yeah. All right, it looks like the Bulldogs are through their warm-up and huddle it up, ready to take the field for action, whereas the Cardinals are just getting into the end zone to begin their after halftime warm-ups.
Seems like SkyTook's a little more anxious to get out on the field. They think they have something to prove. I mean, allowing 21 points to Collinsville is not something they want to do. And on the other hand, Collinsville, Coach Jones probably took his time telling them what they need to do, what they need to keep doing. And, I mean, so that's why they've just come out on the field.
Right. I mean, we talked about Vance Miller's talk with his players. I think Coach Jones has probably had a little bit more to say, and it's surprising that you would think that because the Cardinals have such a good or a decent lead on the Bulldogs at this point. But kind of in relationship to what you said, I mean, Vance Miller is, I mean, it's all about, hey, we've done a pretty good job, fellas, containing. We've given up the big play. Whereas Coach Jones probably is really having to not get in the face, but he's probably being a little bit more stern with his defense about, stopping, getting stops, not letting the battle be lost up front,
And, I mean, towards the end of the game, we'll probably see if SkyTook keeps up what they're doing, our defense get a little more worn down and more substitutions. I mean, they've been driving the whole field and getting down to the goal line where we've been able to muster up enough energy to make the stop. But if we keep doing that, we're going to be tired, and SkyTook might be able to take advantage of us.
Yep. All right, set to receive is Dylan Cook for the Cardinals.
He's been a great special teams player for Collinsville.
Good kick there, and he fields it, runs. He's got a lot of speed, breaks a tackle, and he's brought down pretty hard there by Haskell Grant.
That looked a
senior.
little, he kind of fell a little awkwardly. It didn't look very good, but he gets up and jogs off the field.
He was running full speed when being brought down there.
I mean, we know he can break away and score one. Last year, Katusa opening kickoff, he ran one back to the house, and I mean, that is great for Collinsville, having a deep threat back there. SkyTook knowing they have to cover.
He got about 25 on that return, putting the Cardinals in pretty decent field position. Mark Tillman, the back in. Kacheski incomplete on that pass attempt.
Overthrew him just a little bit.
Right, see if Coach Jones goes kind of with that hurry-up offense that he used a little bit in the first half. He kind of changed the pace up of the play calling.
I mean, he hadn't really had to use fast offense. I mean, we've made 3 big plays. I mean, haven't really seen the use for it.
Looks like TJ Johnson has single coverage over here. It's the option. Kacheski smartly keeps it. He's brought down, and I don't think he's going to have a gain at all on that play. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
I mean, we've seen Sean make a lot out of nothing, so, I mean, 3rd and 10, I don't really worry too much as he had a 3rd and 25 and took it to the house.
No substitutions here.
Looks like we have TJ on the far left and Keenan Hamilton on the far right, our 2 biggest wide receivers.
Snaps back. Kacheski in motion to his left. Breaks to the right. And he's brought down. And that'll be after a gain of about 6. So it won't be good for the first down.
Maybe not the play that everyone wanted, but the smart play. Not having a turnover there. Not having a incomplete pass. I mean,
And there is an injured Bulldog on the play. That's number 22, Drew Height. Or, excuse me, 22, CJ Miller.
a junior. I don't think we've really seen much of him today, or not that I've seen. Maybe not making a lot of plays, but he might be out there.
Looks to get up pretty quickly.
He's limping.
Hopefully just has a cramp or something. I mean, with the heat, the first game of the season, that's pretty typical. Cramps and dehydration type syndromes. All right, so I'm sure Kacheski will be back to punt here for the Cardinals. And Austin Roberts is in the game, but he'll be the in-between man and just an extra blocker here for the Cards. Upton back to receive for the Bulldogs.
Hopefully we're not going to kick it straight to him where he can be able to return it. He's a pretty fast kid, so we'll see what happens.
Snap back, punt's good.
Deep punt.
Calls for fair catch, and it'll be downed at the 30. Good punt there by Kacheski. So Skytook will take over on the 30. Looks like Pretty is back in the game for the Cardinals. Good to see that he didn't have any major injury. You were talking about how he was on the sideline. He has had a history of having knee problems, and so I'm sure that's something that the coaches are really aware of as the season goes on, is, you know, maybe limiting his snaps so that they can have him late in the season.
I think we're just going to play him as much as we can for the W.
McLaughlin on the carry. He's got 11. He did a lot of dancing and jiving to get that 11. I kind of thought he was going to break it loose if he just went 100% full throttle. But he's brought down there, and it'll be a first down.
He's an elusive guy. I mean, makes all the cuts that gets him a lot of yards.
All right, so 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line for the Bulldogs. Starters are in for the Cards. Handoff goes to Upton. Sweeps left. Brought down by Sean Kacheski.
Looks like Coach Jones is wanting a clipping. It looked like number 20, Keenan Hamilton, was in the backfield, but was pushed from behind.
Good play there by the safety, Sean Kacheski, coming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make the tackle on the speedy Upton. Second and 9. Hudson, the quarterback. Man in motion, fake the handoff to him, give to McLaughlin. He runs up the middle before brought down by Parker Brown. That's the move in from Broken Arrow we've talked about. He's had quite a few tackles tonight. I need to stop having to look down to see his name to go with that number. Parker Brown, a name I'm going to be using a lot this season, I think.
Coach Jones was really happy that he moved in. I mean, we were short on the line, and he moved in, and he was the perfect position playing nose guard, and so he's really added another addition to this Cardinal football team.
Snap back, handoff to McLaughlin. Breaks right. Coverage is there. So he's brought down on 3rd down, close to the line of scrimmage. Sean Kacheski in there again for the tackle. And it'll be 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. A good defensive possession there by the Cardinals, able to get a 3-and-out, hopefully.
I think that's the first 3-and-out we've really saw.
Since the first possession, it is the first 3-and-out.
And that's good to see our defense come out and get a stop. Hopefully we can carry that on. I mean, get them off the field as quick as possible and get them a breather.
It's a oh my gosh.
Oh, and he was laid out. Looks like he gets up. Oh, shoulder. Might have dislocated I know he has shoulder problems. That's not good to see.
Brandon Lowe fielded that kick, and it was a low kick. It was a line drive coming at him. Fielded it, maybe got a couple of yards after fielding it. You have to think his thought process was that the Bulldogs have had a lot of good bounces on their punts and kicks, and so it was obvious he wanted to field that one, and we just have to hope that Lowe didn't suffer any major injury. He's still on his feet, so hopefully he'll be all right. Kucheski keeps it up the middle on the keeper, looking for a block from Tyler Forrest. That's a gain of about 20.
Stephen Upton will.
Kucheski.
Oh, and there will be a personal foul. Looks like number 56, Jake Douglas will get the personal foul.
Did you see the play, Logan? Did he?
He
like
pretty much
a guy or what?
pretty much just bulldozed over him after the whistle was blown. Looks like Brandon's still on his feet. Maybe a stinger.
Yeah, hopefully just a stinger, like you said, and no major injury. This will walk back 15 yards, I imagine, for the Cardinals, negating the 20-yard rush there by Kucheski. I'm sure the quarterback has a couple of words for his lineman after that play.
As does Coach Jones.
So it'll be 1st and 15. It should be 1st and 15 after a penalty.
Well, maybe from the spot of the foul, and he got 15 yards on the run. I don't know.
Pass goes to Austin Roberts.
Looks
He's going to
like
have about a yard or two on the play. First completion there for Austin Roberts, and nice to see Kucheski with another completion on the game.
he's still a little high on those screen passes, but he'll develop and he'll get those on target.
He's got a really interesting difference in wide receiver. He's got Cook and Roberts, who are both kind of short guys, and then
Forrest.
and Forrest too short, and then he's got tall Keenan Hamilton and T.J. Johnson. There's really no in between on those guys.
He's got all of his weapons there, and another drop by Keenan Hamilton. He hasn't been able to bring one in yet today.
That was a good pass too. Kucheski put it right between the numbers, and on that slant there, Hamilton, he was in some traffic. I'll say he had some traffic around him, but it was a good pass by Kucheski. But it'll be 3rd and, I guess 7 for the Cardinals. Kucheski's got trips to his right, Forrest, Hamilton, and Roberts. T.J. Johnson on his right. Snap back, looking right towards Johnson. Pumps underneath, ball's in the air, and it's caught by Johnson, and he runs out of bounds.
It looks like his momentum kind of carried him, was following the ball, but, first down, big gain, good to see.
Really nice throw right there by Kucheski, and a good route by T.J. Johnson. Just faked the out route, slipped underneath the defensive back, and a good play there for the Cardinals, and a big-time first down, keeping the offense on the field and the defense off of it.
That's good to see. As last half, it was a totally different story. Our offense wasn't on the field very long, and our defense was.
Quarterback zone read there, and Kucheski keeps it up the middle. Looks like he might have 3 yards on the play. Keenan Pretty is the running back in the game.
Keenan Pretty's had to step into a role that he hasn't had to do the first 3 years. Playing defensive lineman, it's got to be different for him, as he's used to be playing linebacker.
Yeah. Haymaker back in the game. He gets the handoff. Tries to break a tackle. Still on his feet. Was never brought down, but forced out of bounds. He gained a couple of yards on the play still, and it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Cardinals.
He's really played pretty good today. Broken off a lot of yard run, a lot of long runs, and he's made a lot out of nothing.
Yeah, he really has. He's done a good job. Stays in the game. A lot of defensive backs right now expecting the pass. They're going to get it. Pass goes to Johnson in the middle. Breaks a couple tackles. He's brought down at the 20-yard line. Good for a Cardinal first down. Coach is starting to get, and Kacheski starting to get T.J. Johnson involved in this football game. That time had him in as a slot receiver.
That's good to see. Last year, or the last 2 seasons he's played in, he's 16 touchdowns combined. So, I mean, he hadn't had one today, but hope to see more in the future.
This time he lines up on the right. He's got single coverage, but the defensive back playing off him. It's the option again. Pitch back to Haymaker. He's got room. Turns the corner. Bulldozes a guy, but he's brought down. Let's see where they mark him. They marked him out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
Great blocking by Austin Roberts. I mean, he got the outside block and let Haymaker get
a corner.
Yeah, get a couple of extra yards.
First time we've seen holding.
And it must have been holding on him.
Well, I was about to say the first time we've seen that option be successful tonight, but now we're moving backwards. So
penalties are just something that we can't have. Getting big plays and then getting them taken away by stupid penalties.
All right, so the ball will be moved back 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 20 for the Cardinals.
Maybe Sean can break off another long run and score for us.
Tillman checks into the game for Haymaker. Wide receivers are Forrest and Keenan Hamilton to the left, Roberts and Johnson to the right. Kacheski looks right, looking for the under route again. He's in motion, and he manages to get to about the 25-yard line.
Looks like there's some extra John out there by number 11.
You gotta love Austin Roberts coming into the game and just kind of like making a difference. He's being feisty. He's upsetting the other team, but not getting a penalty with it. He's making a difference in this game right now.
I mean, he's been a pretty smart guy. Other than that holding penalty, I mean, coming in and starting to make good blocks and frustrating the other team, which is something you want to see. I mean, Sky Took's starting to get down and, I mean, getting backed into their own end zone, and they don't like that. So
2nd and 15 after the 5-yard gain. Kacheski keeps it on the keeper, runs up the middle here.
Forward progress, so Sky Took will not get the ball.
The referees have blown this dead.
Sky Took coach was wanting number 75 to keep running.
Seems to be no gain on that play. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals here. Oh, there was a gain of about 2 yards on the play. All right, so 3rd and 11. Haymaker back in as the H-back. Robertson motion to the left. Snap back, pass to T.J. Johnson. Short pass, looking for the playmaker to make a play.
And he gets he might be 3 yards short.
It's going to be close. He's close to that 10-yard line.
Maybe Coach Jones might be looking to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be 4th and 2. I like the play call there. Give it to your playmaker. See if you can make the play. The defensive backs have been playing way off of him all night. So we'll see, like you said, do you take the points, do you put in your young kicker and give him a chance, or do you go for it on 4th and 2? If you go for it, do you bring in the big guy, Keenan Pretty?
I don't know. It looks like we will go for it, and maybe a flag.
I think Collins will call timeout on the play.
Maybe not in the right formation because the far referee threw a flag. So.
All right, so timeout. The Collinsville coach is going to talk it over with their players. Make sure they get the right play dialed up here on this important 4th down. 4.5 minutes on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. nice little drive that the Cardinals have put together here.
I think this is the longest drive, we've had. Keeping the defense off the field other than, a few guys who play both sides. But,
right.
It's really good for our defense to get a break and, maybe get out there and get another.
Right. It's been a time-consuming drive. We scored on that touchdown that we started at the 1, so that was a long drive, but we've taken up a lot of time on this drive. We've gotten a lot of first downs. We've kind of proven that we can do do more than just break a big play open.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 4th and 2 for the Cardinals as the Bulldog defense takes the field. Looks like Coaches Jones and Tezar communicating with their players a little bit more, making sure that everybody's on the same page. In the game stays the same group of kids. We've got Tyler Forrest, Keenan Hamilton out to the left, T.J. Johnson, Austin Roberts, the wide receivers to the right, Ryan Haymaker behind Kacheski in that shotgun pistol formation.
We could get this 4th down here. It'd be great for the.
It's a pass to T.J. Johnson. He reaches for the end zone.
Will he be called?
It's going to be down at the 1. And what a gutsy call there to pass on 4th and 2.
It looked like it was a little, almost could have been tipped by a Skytook defender, but it right over his fingertips and good for a 1st down.
If you're Sean Kacheski, what does that communicate to you that your coaches are going to call a pass play for you on a 4th and 2?
That's got to make him feel good knowing that they have confidence in him to make a big play.
All right, so Keenan Pretty into the game. Gets the handoff, and he's going to be brought down for a loss on that play. Nobody fooled. Keenan Pretty comes into the game. I think the Bulldogs knew exactly what the Cardinals were going to do on that
Looks
one.
like 22's cramping up again. You never want to see a player get injured, even if it is your rival, most hated rival. It's good to have a football with no injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for both Skytook and Collinsville, that's going to be a huge factor this season. And it usually is in football, staying injury-free. But with the depth that both of these teams have, or I should say the lack of depth, it's really, really important for these teams to stay healthy this year, especially in certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing is, if there's a bright side, it does look like it's just cramps.
Nothing major,
Yeah.
which is good to see.
Just get this kid some Gatorade, some ice. He should be okay.
Rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it. All right, well, it's going to be 2nd and 4 after the loss of a couple yards on that run play for the Cardinals. And like we mentioned before, this has been a good drive as far as, getting some momentum for the offense and taking up a lot of time in this game. Football is so crucial to be able to have possessions that take up time, to keep the ball out of the offense's hands. And, we didn't see a whole lot of big plays in the first half from Skytook. Coach Jones was leery of their big play potential. And so you got to know that that's in the back of his mind is let's put a drive together. Let's take some time off the clock and not give these guys the opportunity to put anything together. And one of the most important things is, regardless of a touchdown or not, they've managed to get the ball deep in the other end of the field.
And I know Zane's not happy being on the sideline, but he's got to be pleased with how Sean's come in and played. They're up 21-10. They're driving. He knows that Sean stepped in with what he did all last year, and he's carrying on what he's done so far.
Yeah, and you got to know that Zane, as much as anybody else, has been helping Kacheski. He's got to have been in his ear and been giving him the confidence that he needs and been coaching him up, a senior coaching up that junior. And they were teammates last year, so you got to know that they've been really communicating a lot through this off season.
It'll be anxious to see when Zane's able to play, if Sean or Zane will play, but we'll worry about that when that happens.
The option this time, once again, really not a gain on the play.
Maybe a yard?
Yeah, maybe a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 or 4 here to go to the goal line.
We'll see if Sean throws a slant route to TJ and gets TJ's first touchdown of the season.
Looks like the ball was placed on the 5 there, so actually a loss on the play. Wide receiver spread out. It's going to be a toss-up for TJ and out of bounds, but there are flags down on the field.
Maybe pass interference on the defense.
See if we'll get to replay this 3rd down. It'll be interesting. It was a holding call, so that it will Cardinals will get another 3rd down.
Maybe half the distance to the goal line, so 3rd and 2.5.
Probably not a bad play there by the secondary of the Bulldogs. Gotta like your toss-up options when you've got TJ as the wide receiver there.
He's oversized because TJ's a big guy, so I mean, knowing that TJ probably could have made that play, held on his jersey. And
Pretty has checked into the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see a zone read or even a play action pass here by the Cardinals. Snap back, Pretty in motion. Pass is complete on the slant to TJ Johnson.
That's what I like to see, getting TJ involved in this offense. I mean, he's a tough competitor, so knowing he hadn't scored yet, I know it was driving him crazy, but he gets his first touchdown of the season, and that's 17 for his career.
Nice, really nice drive there by the Cardinals. Really good job by quarterback Sean Kacheski putting together a really nice drive, getting everybody involved. Young wide receiver Austin Roberts played really well in that drive, did a lot of good things, and the Cardinals put 6 more on the board.
Great call by Coach McClure to bring in Pretty, knowing that Sky knows he's a power runner, so they were blitzing, and that's how we got TJ on the slant.
Perez stays perfect for the night on the PAT, and the Cardinals have extended their lead by 18 with 3:44 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Cardinals have kind of put the exclamation mark on the game to this point. So the young special teams unit probably going to be out on the field. Quite a few young faces out there with freshmen and sophomores combined.
I think I see one junior. Number 3, Marcus Redwine. I think that's the only junior on the field, and everyone else is freshmen and sophomores. So we get to see a little taste of what years to come will look like. And so far, they haven't disappointed.
Schaefer Smith in again. Takes a long run at it. Perez has his deepest kick so far of the night to the same man. And Schaefer Smith misses the tackle. 24 breaks another one and is eventually brought down there by Dylan Russell, the freshman.
It's good to see these freshmen get involved in the game.
All right, so the defensive unit stays the same for the Cardinals. In at nose guard, this possession is Colton Conover. Kothi stays in at end, as well as Keenan Pretty. You got to think Keenan Pretty, where the coaches kind of see this as Keenan Pretty's side of the ball for this year, where he can really make his biggest difference. Quick pass here to Upton. TJ Johnson able to bring him down for a loss, and there's a flag on the play.
Hopefully nothing for the Cardinals.
I thought it might look like the guy who was blocking TJ was holding, and hopefully that's the right, or hopefully I'm correct.
It was kind of a late flag, though, so it kind of worries me.
Yeah, they're walking back. It was a block in the a block in the back by the Bulldogs. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Be 1st and 20. Or see if Collinsville can get a number 24, Drew Height. See some more action. Looks like Brandon Lowe's back in the game, so good to see him shaking off the injury and playing through it.
Marcus Tillman was on the tackle there, and Skytook manages to get into a more manageable second down here with 2nd and 11. Low, like you mentioned, in for Kacheski. Snap back, handoff goes to McLaughlin, runs up middle, shakes and bakes, gets to the outside. TJ Johnson going to be there and manages to knock him out of bounds, but a really big play there by the running back McLaughlin.
That's what Skytook needs to get this game going back to what they won. As Skytook scored. The score was 7-7, and now 28-10.
Yep, and a big play like we talked about, and that McLaughlin, the running back for the Bulldogs, the junior running back, he's got some moves and he's got some speed, and he can run through contact, but also is fast enough out in the open field.
Yes, he's really surprised me. I mean, he's really been a good player for Skytook. Probably their main guy.
Quick pass once again, out to 24. Breaks the tackle.
Looks like
and
maybe
Skytook gets into the end zone again.
Maybe Skytook got away with a block in the back as Ryan Haymaker went flying. But will result in a Skytook touchdown.
So Drew Height, the senior wide receiver, gets to pay dirt after the quick pass, and the Bulldogs get back onto the scoreboard with 2:26 to go in the third quarter, and it was a quick drive.
So our offense will have to
get back on the field.
It's kind of switched. Last half it was our defense on the field for the whole time, and this half it's been our offense.
Yeah, and that's definitely what Coach Jones wants, is our offense to eat up clock, because right now one of our better defenses is keeping their offense on the sideline, but he definitely doesn't want to give Skytook quick points. I mean, if they're gonna score, he wants to be on drives like in the first half where they're eating a lot of clock. Nevertheless, the Cardinals will get the ball back here on the kickoff, and we'll see what Kacheski can put together.
See if Cook can get a good returning, give Collinsville good field position to start the drive.
Cook, Tillman, and Haymaker back to receive. Haymaker's played a lot tonight. I mean, he's playing both ways, playing on special teams. He's been on the field a whole lot.
He can't complain about playing time.
Yeah, he's probably on the other end of complaining about it. Oh, and it's a squib kick.
Looks like Mark Tillman will get the ball. Be tackled around the 33-yard line.
Good job there, fielding that squib by Tillman, and bring the ball a few yards up before being tackled.
With the return Cook had last kickoff, I believe that they tried to keep the ball away from him. I mean, because they know his capability of breaking off and returning one for a touchdown, so just trying to play the smart play.
Similar field position for the Cardinals here. Ball on the 34-yard line. Cook in tight on the towards the line here. Kucheski back in motion. Option once again. Kicks to Haymaker. He's running for a corner and puts his head down and is brought down at the 42-yard line. That's good for a gain of about 6 yards for the Cardinals. Good job there for Kucheski making that defensive end commit to him before he kicked the ball out.
It didn't look like a smooth toss, though. It looked like Ryan had to lean back a little bit, but as time ticks away, it'll get that perfected.
Haymaker did a good job of staying in bounds there and keeping the time ticking. Handoff goes to Marcus Tillman, this time up the middle, and a good run by Tillman. That'll be good for a first down for the Cardinals.
Looks like Sky Tickle. Number 7, Bryce Shook will be slow to get up.
Cutler Cole stretching out his leg as well. And that's just part of the early in the season in football. It's hot. You're sweating so much in these games. And something that we just see every year in these first couple games of the year is some cramping and some fatigue. Keenan Pretty in as the back.
Looks like they have one guy guarding TJ.
Zone read, Kucheski keeps, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield on this one.
That play just was one right from the beginning. It wouldn't have mattered if he'd have handed it off or not. They were going to get a loss of yards. I'd like to see if TJ gets, man-to-man coverage, maybe get him involved a little more because he's our key player and he's a big guy, and I don't think anyone on their team's good enough to keep up with him.
Pretty stays in the game. Quick pass, this time to Hamilton. He handles it this time and is brought down after a gain of about 8 on the play. It'll be third and a manageable 3 for the Cardinals. Nice pass and catch there between quarterback wide receiver.
Looks like Pretty will be in, maybe making a power run and stumbling and rumbling
and stumbling
to the first down.
It changes the dynamic of what the defense does when he's in the game. They're going to be more likely to load the box when he's in the game, contrasting to when Haymaker or Tillman in, because when those guys are in, they're thinking, okay, these running backs are trying to get to the outside, whereas Pretty, they're thinking up the middle. All right, well, that concludes the third quarter. Collinsville ahead 28-17. We'll take a quick break here before we come back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is the showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
So fourth and 4 here for Collinsville. Kucheski's going to take a few steps back and likely punt the ball.
Maybe a quick punt or something, trying to fool this defense.
The clock didn't start on that last possession, so they're probably going to have to run a couple seconds off.
Maybe about 5-6 seconds.
Or maybe they'll just pretend it didn't happen. So, 4th and 4. There we go. They took 5 off. Kacheski back. Quick punt. It's high.
Good
Nobody's
punt.
back to receive.
Take a good bounce, and looks like we'll be fielded at the 16-yard line.
Decent kick there for the Cardinals.
I mean, we'd like to see Collinsville get a stop here because they're kind of comfortable right now with a kind of a cushion, but if Skytook were to score here, it'd make it a better game.
Yeah,
and
it'd be a game if they got on the scoreboard again. So definitely need a big stop. Or a long possession. I mean, it's got to be, if they're going to score, it can't be quick.
no, unless they hold Skytook right here.
Skytook with 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Upton in motion, fake the handoff to him. More McLaughlin up the middle this time, and he's brought down by Brown.
And it looked like number 67, Cole Kime.
Yeah, also in on the tackle. Tyler Forrest going to sub in and give T.J. Johnson a break on the coverage.
I haven't really seen Cole Kime on defense much today, so maybe.
No, and Coach Jones talked about kind of he'd get snaps on defense, but I think Coach Jones really wants to keep him fresh for the offensive side of the ball.
Being the blind side and being the senior, the only starting.
Incomplete pass there. Sean Kacheski upset with himself, thought he had a play on the ball.
Looked like Dylan Cook was kind of broke it up. I mean, everyone's starting to get a little bruised and starting to hurt, but this is when you have to push through it and make plays.
So 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs here on what's an important possession for them.
I mean, they probably aren't going to go for it, but they've got to. I mean, it's got to be in mind with the time running down that sometime they're going to have to do it.
Looking for the deep threat once again. Settles for the short wide receiver, and it's incomplete. Hunter Rush on the coverage. So it'll be 4th and 9. Good defense there by the Cardinals. Kept everything in front of them. And the check down man was open, but pass ended up being incomplete. I don't think he was ready for it.
Dropped it, yeah.
And so the Cardinals get a nice stop there on the 3rd down. Brandon Lowe set to receive.
Hopefully he's going to be a little. I know he's going to be a little smarter knowing that
hopefully
he
doesn't have that in his head.
I mean, yeah, he's got to be. Got to be thinking about that.
It's a high punt. Waves fair catch. And he fumbles it. Tries to get on top of it.
It looks like he did from up here, but
Yeah, the ref signals that it's Collinsville's ball. Skytook comes out of the huddle with it, but the early indication was that it was a Collinsville ball.
I mean,
Still haven't seen an indication from the referee.
you don't know what goes on in that pile. I mean, Brandon might have recovered it, but
Yeah, the officials called early on that it was Collinsville's ball, and he maintained the line judge maintained that it was Collinsville ball. I think the initial call was Collinsville ball, and then they kind of got in that rugby style huddle underneath and fought for it, and thank goodness the official made an early call there.
thank goodness Brandon got on the ball. I mean, I feel bad for him taking a lick and then fumbling there, but he kind of made up for it as getting the ball back. But looks like Pretty's still in the backfield.
Kacheski in motion, looking to pass. Does to Keenan Pretty, and it's complete. He's brought down at the 25-yard line.
Hamilton with the reception.
That was good for a 1st down for the Cardinals.
It looks like when they have Pretty in, either they're going to hand it off to him or Sean's rolling out and Pretty's used as a blocker.
Used as a blocker, which is that's really good coaching. You see that in the NFL all the time with the quarterbacks. They always talk about, they're going to keep those guys healthy because they're paying them millions and millions of dollars. You got to be able to block as a running back. This time the handoff goes to Tillman. Nice running there by the sophomore running back.
8 or 9 yards on the play, it looked like.
Haymaker checks back in for Tillman.
I mean, the Collinsville coaches have to be happy with having 3 running backs that they can put in the game at any time and know that they're not going to have a step off. I mean, 3 different style running backs as Haymaker just makes, he's fast. He gets out on the corner, and Tillman, he can do both. And then with Pretty, he's just a hard-nosed football player, just grinds and gets as much as he can.
Incomplete pass there intended for Dylan Cook. So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Cardinals here. Those incomplete passes hurt at times like this because they stop the clock, which obviously the Cardinal coaching staff is not right now thinking, oh, we're just going to eat clock. They're obviously still coaching. They're still, bettering their team, running plays, trying to improve on certain things.
There's still 10 minutes in the ball game left, and so they can't be thinking, well, we're going to run as much clock as we can off.
Haymaker with a good block, but a flag on the play gets to the end zone. I think that one's going to come back a bit.
Called clipping. Not what we want to see. Coach Jones and Coach McClure can't be happy. Did you see who it was on? I didn't get
I think TJ came in late for the hit.
Not something you want to see from your veteran, your leader on offense, one of the leaders.
Good news is it will be marked back from the spot of the foul, which was definitely a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
Or is it
3rd and 2?
Yeah.
And 1. Haymaker stays in as the back.
That's got to be frustrating for him knowing he scores a touchdown and then it gets called back because of blocking the back.
Looks like Kacheski was trying to draw the defense off sides there. When he was unsuccessful with that, called a timeout. So we'll have a stop of the clock at 9:41 with the Cardinals on a 3rd and 1 situation here. I agree with you, Logan. That's a tough penalty especially for Haymaker. That was a really nice run.
Yes, he's played great tonight. He's got to be, probably one of the offensive players of the game.
Yeah,
after probably Sean.
Yeah, he's been a workhorse tonight. He's done a really good job. He's played all 3 sides of the ball. He's been on all special team plays, defense, and offense, and really hasn't been subbed out much on the defensive side of the ball. He has had some plays off on offense, but he hasn't he's been in on every possession for the offense.
I know those guys are on the sideline who haven't got to play yet are anxious for Collinsville to score, so maybe they can get a little playing time towards the end of the game.
All right, Pretty's gonna be the back. Shotgun formation. Snap back. Kacheski in motion. He's going to keep it. Runs for the first down. He's got it. Brought down out of bounds.
Like I said earlier, Pretty's used as that kind of the rollout blocker for Sean, the lead blocker. Looks like Haymaker will come back in for Pretty.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's kind of like a fullback
In a
for
sense,
our quarterback on some of those plays. All right, so 1st and 1, ball on the 12-yard line. Haymaker the back. Snap back, looks left, quick pass, incomplete, once again intended. I think it was for Cook that time, but it
might have been
was at
tipped.
the feet of Keenan Pretty.
It might have been tipped by the defensive line of Skytook.
2nd and 10. Pistol formation this time. Haymaker behind the quarterback. Quick pass to Hamilton. It's a slant route and dropped.
He can't be happy with how he's played today. I mean, he's caught one pass, but I mean, I think he's dropped 3, and that's not something you want to see from a senior wide receiver.
All right, so 3rd and 10.
We talked to Coach Jones the other day about like what Keenan plays, because he's kind of he can play tight end, and we see him at tight end sometimes, but Coach Jones says he plays more wide receiver.
Yeah, because of the style of offense the Cardinals play, they spread it out so much that they don't use tight end sets. But he's definitely a tight end body. Quick snap here. I think the flags are going to be a delay a game penalty against the Cardinals.
Looks like the referees are going to talk about it.
There's a false start against the Cardinals. I think center Chris Colleen was trying to, I think he was more aware of the play clock maybe than anybody else, tried to get the snap off, and perhaps one of his fellow linemen missed the count or something, and that was the false start. But I think the flag might have actually been a blessing on that play because it was a fumble regardless.
Mm-hmm. I think Sean's really played good tonight. I mean, stepping into a role that he hadn't played in his varsity career. And
deep pass to T.J. Johnson appears to be intercepted by the sophomore Upton for the Bulldogs.
That'll be Sean's 2nd interception of the night. But the good thing to know is that he's trying to make a play when he throws these interceptions. He's not just getting rid of the ball.
So that'll work like a punt, sort of. Bulldogs get the ball at the 20-yard line. 9 minutes, 10 seconds on the game clock.
It seemed like 5 minutes was actually only 50 seconds.
Because we had a lot of incomplete passes on that drive. Stops the clock. All right, so let's see how aggressive Skytook wants to be here.
Looks like Pretty's still out of the game.
Slant pass to his favorite wide receiver. There's a flag on the play.
The coaches thought that it was dropped, but I think the Skytook Bulldogs will have that touchdown called off.
Yeah, they're definitely indicating that the flag is going to be against Skytook here.
Coach Tezar not very happy. I don't think any other coaches are very happy.
The holding is the call against the Bulldogs.
That's a blessing, as the Skytook fans not very happy, but on the Collinsville side, it's...
Yeah, we had about 3 coaches waving their hats around, so I'm fairly sure that something had indeed gone wrong there. So it'd be... Let's see. Ball is marked at the 30 right now. The referee having to do some explaining to head coach Vance Miller for the Bulldogs.
I mean, he's not very happy, as that would have cut the game 28-24, and with 8:53 left, I mean, that would have been a momentum changer.
Oh yeah, a big play like that, definitely. So let's see if they leave the ball here, if they mark it back.
That's the penalties you can't have, because, I mean, that holding play was way away from the ball. It wouldn't have mattered. So you can't have those penalties.
I think the chain I'm confused on the placing of the ball here along with the chain gang. They, I think, need to move. Yeah, here we go. Because right now they're... There we go. Here goes the chain gang. I knew that wasn't right. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball on the 30-yard line. Skytook's got 3 wide receivers and a tight end in the game right now. Hudson, the quarterback, fakes the handoff to McLaughlin, keeps it, runs left, brought down there by Rock Robbins after a short gain.
Haven't seen him much. I mean, he's been flying around the field, but not really made a solo tackle. He's been in on a bunch of gang tackles.
Snap back, handoff to McLaughlin, run right, breaks through the middle, open field again.
Looks
Keenan
like
Hamilton brings him down. Wow, Keenan Hamilton showed a lot of speed there.
I don't think I've seen that from him.
Nevertheless, a huge gain for the Bulldogs. Ball's going to be on the 36-yard line.
That looked like a touchdown-saving tackle by
Keenan Hamilton. A really good effort there on that play. All right, so with 2 wide receivers to his right, including the tight end, Hudson hands off to his running back, who's brought down by Kacheski. That was number 34, Laban Fisher, who also works as the kicker, serves as a kicker for the Bulldogs.
I know that Coach Jones is wishing that he had a little more depth at the defensive backs, having Sean in there. I mean, another chance for him to get injured and be down to our 3rd-string quarterback.
All right, so it's 2nd and 6 here. 7:15 on the clock. Snap back, handoff, double handoff, goes to the tight end. He's got a lot of room. We got TJ Johnson to beat. He's going to try to drive him out of bounds, and he does. Nice little play there by the Bulldogs.
Skytook's starting to pull out all the trick plays they have, knowing that the clock is ticking and they've got to score. It definitely fooled the Collinsville defense.
All right, so 1st and 10, ball on the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, excuse me. Hudson, 2 wide receivers, got that big tight end. Bo Wooden still in the game.
Low snap.
Quarterback keeps it. Looks like he was brought down by Rock Robbins there. Gain of 5 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Rock's really stepped up into a role. I mean, last year playing special teams and this year being a starting defensive or a linebacker.
McLaughlin gets into the end zone for Skytook touchdown. 6 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the game. And Logan, we've got a game now.
Yep. Not what Coach Jones or any of these coaches are wanting.
Yeah, a definite drastic change in momentum when Collinsville's down there and Haymaker gets into the end zone. It's called back. Kacheski goes on to throw an interception, and Skytook drove the ball down from the 20. Now scored a touchdown.
If I was the Skytook coach, I would probably go for 2. Because, I mean, if you think about it, if they if they convert the 2-point conversion, they would cut it to 3 points, and they would be able to kick a field goal if necessary. But we'll see what. That's what I believe why he called the timeout. But
Probably.
maybe he had some wrong players on the field. But I mean, kicking an extra point's not going to help you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got to think that they're just going to go for it. Yeah, their quarterback's on the field. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here.
It's just smart by the SkyTook coaches.
Well, 2 wide receivers. McLaughlin in at the back. He gets the ball. It's that double handoff again, and it looks like their tight end got into the end zone once again.
That puts a lot of pressure on this Collinsville offense, knowing that they either have to score or puts a lot of pressure on this defense, knowing that they have to get a stop.
Cards just need to put together a good drive here and just eat away some clock, get into the opposite end of the field, and just have a little bit of momentum here. That's the most important thing is just not to have a 3 and out.
I mean, SkyTook burned one of their timeouts on that 2-point conversion, so they have 2 left. So hopefully we eat up enough time where they have to use those, and if anything, they have to drive the length of the field with no timeouts and not enough time.
Dylan Cook set back to receive. It looks like the Collinsville special teams is going to be in a defensive recovery here.
It looks like offensive, onside kick formation.
Yeah, they're onside protection.
Which SkyTook, I don't know.
Their hands teams in the game.
Yes, I don't know if that would be smart by SkyTook with 6:27 left, giving Collinsville good field position. Ball at the 50-yard line or so. I mean, we'll see what happens.
SkyTook is indicating that they are going to kick an onside kick, though.
And they will kick it deep.
Cook fields it. Got blockers. He's got some field. He's got a man behind him. Got to hold in and tuck the ball. Runs over the tackler. And a really good job there by the Collinsville Cardinals.
Good field position with 6:18 left on the clock. Hopefully eat up a lot. Best case scenario, just score. That's all we need to do.
All right, so that was a really good play by the Cardinals there to kind of instill a little life into the team. That previous possession seemed to kind of bring everybody down a little bit, so maybe the return there by the special teams unit breathe a little air into the Cardinals. Ryan Haymaker's the back, trips to Kacheski's right. He keeps it on the zone read, and he's brought down by 4 Bulldog tacklers, and there's a little extracurricular going on there that any of those officials need to be on top of. There's actually a loss of 2 on the play.
But it will eat up some clock, so.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of this. I'd have to think that the coaches are going to run a little bit more play clock than they've been doing to this point.
Yes, I think that's one of their things they're trying to do, and another is just to try to score. I mean, that's their main focus, I believe, right now.
Kacheski back to pass, lots of pressure, completes it to TJ Johnson, but he's brought down for a loss as well. A little screenplay was what they were looking for, and the defensive backs for the Bulldogs were all over it. So it'll be 3rd and 14 here for the Cardinals. 5 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock.
This is starting to. I bet those coaches are starting to get worried. knowing it's 3rd and 13. I mean, 5 minutes left. It's got to be a big play for the Collinsville Cardinals.
Trips to Kacheski's right. Johnson alone on the left, on the right, excuse me. He breaks a lot of tackles. He's on his feet. He's got 1, 2 men to beat. Does he do it? Oh, it's close. It's going to depend on the mark. If it's short, it's going to be 4th and a very short one.
And you've got to think coach is thinking about going for it because punting is not going to be, I mean, it's going to be tough to cover it, so looks like it will be.
It's going to be
4th
well
and 1.
short of that first down.
You know the players want to go for it, but I say we bring in Pretty and just pound them through.
I say we punt. But I'm conservative.
I said it's your rival. I mean, first game of the year, you have something to prove. So I think that's why they should, and they will go for it.
Well, you got to remember. Well, no, because Haymaker's behind it. They do look like they're going for it. Handoff is to Haymaker.
And he will get it, or will he?
I don't think he did. He's going to be a yard short.
They know it already. That is not something we want to see. Collinsville Cardinals trying to get these stands on their feet.
All right, time for the defense to prove their worth here. 3 minutes, 53 seconds on the clock. Cardinals have a 3-point lead.
And this is when the defense has to buckle down and get a stop. I mean, we haven't seen many stops, but this one, there has to be a stop here now.
Hudson has got 2 wide receivers to his left. Snap back, looks to pass, turns back to his right. Same play that got brought back a minute ago. Wide receiver catches it once again. That's good for a gain of 21 yards for the Bulldogs. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Clock stops while they reset the chains. Hudson has really hooked up well with his favorite target so far this evening, Drew Height, the senior wide receiver. Tight end in the game. Man in motion's Upton. Handoff goes to McLaughlin. He's running right. Brought down there.
And there will be a late flag. Hopefully we'll bring the Skagit Bulldogs back with 3:19 left on the clock.
It's going to be a face mask against the Cardinals.
Everything's going wrong towards the end of the game.
Big penalty there against the Cardinals. That'll move the ball to the 28-yard line for the Bulldogs.
I wonder if this defense has enough energy to get a
They've
stop
had a
here.
lot more rest in this half, though. I mean, they
Yes.
worked a lot in the first, but this half they've had quite a bit of rest. Hudson back, takes a snap, in motion, gives it to the tight end. He's brought down by 3 Cardinal tacklers. Pretty in on the tackle, along with Keenan Hamilton and Hunter Rush.
Looks like Skytook's going to waste as much time as they can before they score. So Collinsville doesn't have enough time to, they'd have to make a miracle to be able to do anything special.
All right, 2nd down, 7 to go. Hudson takes a snap, handoff to McLaughlin. He runs right, lots of blockers, breaks the tackle. Finally brought down there by Ryan Haymaker in the backfield. Good for a 1st down.
Looks like number 45,
Justin Cothe, he's checking out, and
Cole Kime
subbing in for him.
Looks like he'll play nose guard.
Keeper, quarterback, gets it to about the 4-yard line before he's brought down. 2 minutes on the clock.
If they're going to score, you have to hope that they score early, so we have enough time to have at least some time to be able to have a couple of plays. False start there.
False start, yeah.
Goff.
False start on the offensive line. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Bulldogs.
Looked like number 21, McLaughlin, kind of jumped a little bit. 1:33 left on the clock.
Ball's going to be at the 9-yard line. It is second down. And it doesn't get much more intense than this. First game of the season against your rivals. Minute 20 on the clock. 2nd and 7. You're ahead by 5. And then looks like the line
Another
jumped
false
again.
start.
I think whoever that was over here on the left side of the ball drew him off. It's going to depend if they call it on us or them. Might be encroachment. It is encroachment against the Cardinals.
20 more seconds. Take off the clock. I mean, you can tell this SkyTook team is much improved from last year's team.
Yeah. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 4. I'd be really aware and keying in on that tight end. They'd really like to use him in these type situations. Oh, and a huge tackle by Keenan Hamilton. All the way in the backfield. Ball's brought down at the 9.
And it looks like SkyTook will take their second time out of the half.
Nice, huge play there by Keenan Hamilton. He just burst through the line to make that tackle on McLaughlin. They were going to run that counter play again, and
it's worked for them so far today, but that play was stuffed. Looks like they'll have the ball on the 8-yard line.
So with 48 seconds to go, it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Even if you are at home, we need you on your feet.
Huge play right here.
These next 2 plays are huge. And, I mean, you've got to be, SkyTook coaches got to be thinking, do we trust our kicker enough to kick the ball and tie the game, or do we think that McLaughlin will be able to score the touchdown? So they've got some thinking to do on that side of the ball, too.
All right, the Bulldogs take the field. Cardinals break their huddle as well. Linebacker core consists of Robbins, Arnold, Pretty, and Hunter Rush. Secondary's got Cook, Johnson, Haymaker, Kacheski. And the 3 linemen are Cole, Brown, and Justin Cothe.
Looks like we have 3 of the 4 biggest linemen we can have in.
All right, McLaughlin and Hudson in the backfield for the Bulldogs.
Looks like 2 wide.
It's
they will
fake
pass.
A slant, and they've got in the end zone. It's the first time they've run that play tonight. Worked successfully, 44 seconds on the clock.
Looks like Dylan Cook kind of stayed a little bit too far back, and when he knew it was time to break, he waited a little too long. But Collinsville will have 44 seconds to make a drive out of something.
Kicks up, and it's good. So SkyTook takes a 4-point lead with 44 seconds to go in the game.
I mean, we've had big plays this game, so, I mean, we can't doubt our offense. But, I mean, with 44 seconds in the game on the line, they know that.
Well, there's just not much time.
But we do have 3 timeouts, I do believe. So.
Be interesting to see if the Bulldogs elect to kick deep here or squib kick to attempt not to give Cook a chance to return.
Looks like a lot of Cardinal fans are starting to exit the stands, not believing in these Cardinals.
Fisher set to kick. Fielded by Ryan Haymaker. Runs up the middle. He's got a lot of room. Breaks 2 tackles.
Great
Gets to
field
the
position.
49.
Great field position for the Collinsville Cardinals with 38.8 seconds left. But we have to score a touchdown. Skytook is up by 4. And it looks like a lot of fans are starting to make their way back in or are standing at the fences. It's a great football game.
Ryan Haymaker is the back. Kacheski's got trips to his left. TJ Johnson alone on his right. Skytook's going to call a timeout here.
That will be the last of this half. The last of the game. I mean, I can't even imagine what Sean's thinking right now. His first varsity game as starting quarterback, and he's put in a situation like this.
Yeah. Collinsville's, if they have their timeouts, they have the opportunity that they can just get a first down here. If they can just get a first down early in this possession, they'll be sitting okay. You know, get the ball down close to the 40, maybe only knock off 10 seconds. Then you're in striking range, I think, of Kacheski's arm.
With
but they
TJ.
need, and you just need to kind of knock off a few yards here, get this first down, and get the clock stopped.
I know Coach McClure, he knows what he's doing, so hopefully this Cardinal team can put together enough to score the winning drive.
Kacheski takes the snap, in motion left, looks for Hamilton. He's got him. Hamilton is brought down.
Looks like we're going to run like a no huddle maybe.
Stop clocks for the chains to move. Ball is going to be placed at the 35. Clock starts again. 26, 25. Clock running. Down to 20. In motion right. Pass goes to Cook. He's got some room. He breaks a tackle. He's brought down at the 16-yard line. 15 seconds on the clock.
And it looks
Chains
like
reset.
Collinsville will call a timeout. And we have an injury for Skytook. Maybe another cramp? That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
they're just going to stretch him out, massage him a little bit.
Maybe they're faking an injury so they can get some more.
Well, we already called timeout. I don't know. I wonder if the coaches would have called the timeout had they known the injury had happened.
This has got to be one of the best games I've ever seen for the Collinsville Cardinals.
It'll depend on the outcome if I think it's one of the best games I've seen for the Cardinals.
I guess you're right. I'm starting to speak a little too soon.
All right, so the ball on the 18-yard line here.
Looks like all the fans are on their feet.
What?
I don't know if
Did
we
they just
didn't,
call back-to-back timeouts?
or maybe that we didn't call the timeout until after he got up after the injury.
I don't know if SkyTech had any left, but I know in other leagues, if a player gets injured, a defensive player, in the last 2 minutes of a game, the team's forced to take a timeout. And I don't know if that's what happened.
Well,
I don't
what
know.
happens if they don't have any timeouts? That kind of.
Well, that's why I don't really know what the scenario is here.
I don't know. Maybe we called a timeout after the injury. We had the timeout called after the injury, so we got all the injury time and the timeout. That's what I hope. But
All right,
Ball
15
is at the-
seconds.
ball is at the 35-yard line. Well,
No, it's at the
19.
18, yeah.
18-19. Scoreboard had it wrong.
TJ Johnson lined up on the left. He's got double coverage. Kacheski looks left.
Oh, pass interference, and the flag will be
flag's
called.
down.
Let him run it back. Don't waste your energy. There's a flag called. We know it's. They think the game's over.
Right, but I'm interested to know what happens on the time.
I don't know if I don't know what happens there. I wonder if they reset it to like when the flag was thrown. Yeah, I wonder what the time situation's going to be like. Hamilton seemed to be open until the SkyTech player tripped him. That could have resulted in a touchdown, but I believe the ball will be at like the 3-yard line. Isn't it personal foul, 15-yard penalty?
Well, it would be interference.
Or, I
think.
Yeah, pass interference spot at the foul.
No, I think it's an automatic, either 10 or 15.
Hopefully 15, because that means we'd be at the 3-yard line. Be able to maybe bring Pretty in if we have a timeout left and just plow him through there.
Alright, so the ball is on the 11, I believe. There's still no time on the clock, so
They must have 11 players on.
don't understand the clock situation at all. Kacheski throws for the end zone. And catches it!
Oh my!
TJ Johnson catches it! They need to.
Oh my!
So it's just the last play of the game. They let Collinsville have one play, and they throw a pass for a touchdown.
Cards win! Cards win! Collinsville will retain the Highway 20 Bowl for the 3rd straight year in a row.
I'm utterly and totally just shocked. There's so many people on the field. I'm wondering if the officials are running off the field, so the game must be over. The game's over. The Cardinals win 34-32 in a remarkable outcome here. Just an unbelievable finish. The Cardinals put together a scoring drive with 48 seconds on the clock. And folks, it's just meant to be. They're meant to keep the trophy. The Highway 20 Bowl ends in the most remarkable of fashions.
The greatest game I've ever seen as a Collinsville Cardinal.
Kacheski's ball goes to the end zone. It's tipped by the defensive back. TJ Johnson keeps his eyes on it and catches it on the last play. No time on the clock. One play to go, and the Cardinals managed to win the game. Just an unbelievable turn of events, and
Wow.
just amazing. The fans and the coaches and the players rushed the field. We're going to take a quick quick break to collect our composure.
I'm speechless.
And we'll be right back here to kind of wrap up this unbelievable game.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
We are back here at Salee Field, where, if you just tuned in, you witnessed one of the most unbelievable scoring drives that you'll probably ever see. Skytook scores with 48 seconds on the clock, taking a 5-point advantage, and Collinsville comes back after return. A nice return by Dylan Cook on the kickoff. A nice play and catch, Keenan Hamilton between Kacheski. Kacheski connects with Dylan Cook again. Just unbelievable. What was thought to be an interception took all the way to the house by Skytook's called back. Collinsville gets one play. No time on the clock. They're given one play to score. And, of course, they do, hooking up with their number one wide receiver, TJ Johnson.
That was his second touchdown of the day. Holy cow.
Just an amazing end to a really great game there. I think I think Coach Jones would have been a lot happier with a game that didn't raise his blood pressure so much. But that was, folks, that was an amazing game.
I think every coach that didn't have gray hair before the game now have at least a few gray hairs starting to poke out.
Wow, an amazing game, and I think we need to pick an offensive and defensive player of the game, and Logan puts his early vote in for
TJ. I mean, making the game-winning play. I mean, it wasn't only that it was a great throw by Sean, but I mean, he had to fight for that catch. And
yeah, it was tipped in. And it was tipped, and TJ manages to keep his eyes on the ball, and like we mentioned, he just manages to come up with that reception. And I don't know, I might have to agree with you. 2 touchdowns on the night for TJ Johnson.
And Sean did a remarkable job.
Awesome.
Ryan Haymaker, our offense played great today, scoring 34 points. I mean, you can't not be happy with our offense.
Yeah, and I don't know, it might be a toss-up between Kacheski and TJ, because Kacheski has 2 huge rushing touchdowns. He passes for 3 touchdowns. An unbelievable night for him. So we might have to go with a dual player of the game on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, I think I'd still lean towards Josh Arnold. I think he was kind of the standout tonight. Dylan Cook had an interception, but Josh Arnold did a really good job. He was all over the field tonight and made a lot of great plays in the first half.
I mean, yeah, he's like the smart pick, but I mean, you also have Keenan Hamilton and
that play by Keenan Hamilton was huge at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. And you also have Rock Robbins making a few plays here and there. Our defense came together at the end of the game, and I know they let a drive happen, but I mean, they held them the whole game until the very end, and our offense they look phenomenal.
All right, folks. So in one of the most remarkable endings to a rivalry game that you will see, the Highway 20 Bowl Trophy stays in Collinsville, stays on the east side of the Highway 20. Signs over here at Salee Field. Coach Jones and his players will take good care of that trophy for another season as the final of this game ends 34-32. Collinsville with a big win. We're going to sign off here, and once again, I'm Casey Price. Thank you for joining us, along with my partner Logan Wilt and all of our GVTV Cardinal crew. Have a great night.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.